Welcome to my channel. Today I will be teaching you odd count peyote, which just means that there's an odd number of beads in this column. And for today we'll be calling it a row. It also means that you have to do a special little stitch at one of the ends for the turnaround. So the rows in this pattern are the pink is row 1, orange 2, yellow 3, and 4 fourth. So we have 15 in our first row. So we'll start, you start with a stop bead. Whenever you do peyote, it prevents the beads from sliding off the end. So we're going to pick up 15. Bring them all the way down. I'm going to turn it around. Make sure the stop bead is now on top. And now we're going to start our second row, which is the orange. I'm going to pick up an orange. And it's always a little tricky doing the first row of a peyote. First and second row. It's kind of awkward how to hold it, but you want to keep it tight. So whatever way works for you. I like to wrap it around my finger depending on the length. So we're going to skip the first pink and go in through the second. I always try to keep my string and needle to the right of the inside of the bead because we're always working left to right, and it will prevent your first row of peyote from twisting around. So you want to kind of have a T shape. There we go. So it should look like this at the bottom. And we're just going to continue to do that all the way up. So we're going to pick up, skip another pink, and skip this pink. We're going to go through the third pink up. Like I said, it's a little difficult to handle this. If the bottom twists around, it's fine. You can adjust it afterwards. So as you see, the shape is starting to take place. We're going to keep doing that where we skip one and add an orange all the way to the top. Skip this. Oh, I accidentally, oh, no I didn't. You have to pull down hard. Make it sure that it's tight. That's will force the beads to sit next to each other like this. And here we go. This is it so far. Okay, so we're at the very end. And as you can see, we don't have another bead to go through. See, there's nothing left. So what we're going to do, this is the turnaround I mentioned earlier. As you can see, there's kind of a diagonal right here of 3 beads, these 2 pink ones and the orange one. We are going to pick up a bead, and then we're actually going to bring it down that diagonal. So these 2 pink ones, and then the orange one. If you have to do it in parts, that's fine. Pull that tight, flip the bead down on top. We're going to go 1 bead over to this pink one in the first row. We're going to go up this middle bead. And then up this top pink bead in the first row. And then flip it around, down this orange bead that you just added. Okay, and those are the first 2 rows. So now we're going to start the 3rd row, which is the yellow. You are already in place to just pick up and add a yellow. Okay, that's the 3rd row. Now this side, remember that figure 8 turnaround was on the side with the stop bead. This side is always going to have an easy turnaround. You're simply just going to add a bead. You can see that there's a little space that will fit a bead perfectly. So we are going to start on the 4th row, which is the green, starting with this bead. And remember, here is the side by the stop bead where you have to do the figure 8 tricky turnaround. So you pick up the green, the bead that you need, and here's this 3 bead diagonal. You're going to go through this top orange, down through the yellow, and down through the green. Pull it down. You're going to go over to the left one bead, so it's going to be this orange bead. Make sure the thread does not loop around your piece. That is very common when you're doing these turnarounds. You're going to go up through the middle yellow bead and out, up one more through this middle orange bead. Last step, flip it over, go down, down through this green bead. Now you're ready for your next row.